Welcome, welcome. We're glad to see all of you guys here tonight. We've had a busy week this week. Our son and his wife had twins, and so we have been caretakers for two toddlers, 3 and 2. So it's been a busy week, but we were supposed to do this on Tuesday, and we pushed it till today. So we appreciate you coming on Thursday night and accommodating our busy schedule. Tonight, we're gonna just do some recipes off the back of the pack. As you know, we do our monthly pack, which is discounted. A lot of people buy this because they want to try different things. So tonight we have 2 recipes we want to try, and that is the blueberry spinach smoothie, as well as the creamy chicken and asparagus pasta. And we're going to show you how easy it is to use freeze-dried food in your everyday cooking. It's one of my favorite ways to cook because I just call it my throw and go method. There's really no measuring. It's just till you get it to the right consistency, and then you feed everybody with it.
And you have to be flexible. Like, we didn't go to the store to get anything. We're just using what we had on hand. So we're substituting a few things here and there, but that's one of the things that we really like about Thrive is we can find a recipe online or in a magazine or something, and we can usually make it without even having to go to the store with the Thrive stuff and maybe substituting something here and there. So It makes it really easy and convenient. And when you do that, you kind of learn what you like and how to use it. So if you ever do need to use the food in an emergency, you already know, how to use it, you know what your family likes. So it's really nice to use it, open the cans and
use it. Just get your hands dirty with it, because people will ask you, have you tasted the asparagus? Have you tasted different items? And you want to be able to say, yeah, I've tasted that. You never want to store anything that you're not willing to eat. And so many people will do that. They will store things they have no idea how to cook, how to use. So these smaller pantry cans that we offer on the monthly pack, such a great way to go, because if you don't know what cucumbers taste like, freeze dried is a little bit different. I mean, this comes all chopped up in little tiny pieces here. And
this cucumber is like candy.
It is candy.
Eat it right out of the can. It's amazing how sweet it is.
Yeah.
It's great on like sprinkle over salads and things like that. But tonight we're going to use it in a smoothie.
All right, let's get going.
Yeah. Do you want to just hit your thing, join with video, just so we can see? We have another computer just so we can see and make sure that you're seeing what we want you to see. But we're going to jump in right now into a little talk about Thrive. So if I can figure out, there we go, share screen, right here. So we're going to start out with a question. We always like to have a few questions in here, little quiz questions. This is for anyone who is not a consultant. So if you're a consultant, don't answer this, but we're going to give away some Thrive credits for anybody that gets these answers right. So the first one is, what % of nutrients are retained in the freeze drying process? And just 2 weeks ago, we were able to tour the freeze drying facility at Thrive. And we've done it a few times, but it keeps changing and getting better. And they are telling us that the percentage of nutrients that are retained, and we're going to share that with you here in just a second. So chat in. I'm going to open up our chat so I can see. Everybody might be consultants. That is possible. Maybe we won't give it. Maybe we'll let consultants do it then, but we won't. Hopefully we'll have some guests join in. But if it's all consultants, that's fine too. We'll gear this a little bit more towards you. So I don't see anybody answering. So let's just move on. You probably know, if you're a consultant, that it's around 98%. It varies depending on the product, because some foods take a little bit longer in the freeze dryer, some a little bit less. And so that can vary, but it's right around 98%. And they are able to measure that. And Thrive has really fine-tuned the freeze drying process to the point where they really are the best in the world at it, and are able to lock in the nutrients, the flavor, and everything that we all want in our food through that freeze drying process. And it's not a simple thing. They have the freeze dryers that you can buy, and have at home, but it's amazing how really complex freeze dryers are to really do it accurately and to retain all that nutrition and flavor. This is one of the freeze dryers. This was a tour we did a couple of years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, back when they only had 2 freeze dryers and the third one was going in. But we were there, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, and they have now 6 freeze dryers online, and another 6 are being shipped from Europe and will be arriving and installed over the next 2 or 3 months. So that's going to more than double the capacity, because the new freeze dryers are 1.5 times as big as these. And so that'll be, what we can do now, multiply that by 1.5 times. But then on top of that, a couple of months ago, what happened?
I don't know.
Merger.
Mercer with merger with Mercer.
Yeah, so Thrive Life acquired another freeze drying company called Mercer out of California, and they have around 50 freeze dryers of all different sizes, but they have a lot of capacity, a lot of expertise, many years in the business. I think 30 or 40 years in the freeze drying business, and so that is going to allow us to expand our capabilities even more. And really already we're now the largest freeze dryer in North America. And we were at a leadership conference a couple of weeks ago, and one of the founders of the company said that within 5 years, they expect to be the largest freeze dryer in the world. So we are really
very excited about that.
Exciting because it's a booming industry. So if you're a consultant, you're part of something that is booming and huge and in demand. And even though we've been in the business now for about 12 years, we can honestly say there's never been a better time. We said that a year or 2 or 3 into the business, but right now, we don't have to spend a lot of time explaining why our food is necessary and important. People recognize that. They come to us like, I need food. And having our own freeze dryers and allows us to control a lot of that supply chain. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. If you haven't been under a rock for the last couple of years, you know that supply chain issues are huge in food and all kinds of things. Baby formula right now, right? It seems like it's something new every week or 2.
Right now, I'm searching the world over for formula because we've got these 2 twins and they're formula babies. So it always seems like it is something.
Yeah. If you're, in the news, it's just constant headlines about food shortages or supply chain disruptions or, something. And so at Thrive, because we freeze dry our own process, we control that whole manufacturing process, but we also work very closely with farmers or ranchers. And so we're able to control that supply chain from really the growers all the way to the customer's table, which is something that no other company has. Most freeze-dried food companies are buying their freeze-dried food from somebody else. That's how we used to be 7 or 8 years ago.
Right.
Thrive Life used to buy their freeze-dried food from another freeze-drying company and then package it, sell it. We now control that. We now do our own, but that gives us a lot of control. So as over the last couple of years, if you've been on our website, you go on there and things are out of stock. Right now, a lot of things are out of stock. But I can tell you that the good thing about Thrive is that things aren't out of stock for weeks or months. They're usually out of stock for a few days, maybe a week or 2, but then they come back in because they have the control of the supply chain. There are other freeze-dried food companies who have actually had to shut down operations for a period of time over the last couple of years because they just absolutely cannot get product. We have the product coming in. It's just a matter of planning and packaging and freeze drying and all that kind of stuff and working into the schedule, because we might be freeze drying something in a freeze dryer for 2 or 3 days. And maybe it's maybe 3 or 4 days before we can get blueberries back in. And so we may be out of blueberries for a few days, but you can always check back and see, and things are always coming back into stock. So that's something that we really like. If you're a consultant, which most people on here are, we were just on a board call today with the Thrive Life Management, and we were talking about this, how we do have things out of stock right now, but really we see that as something that we can explain to our customers. Hey, look, get on the delivery, and we'll talk about that more as we go on, but get on the delivery and then buy what's available. And then next month, buy what's available, buy the specials. If the specials are gone, buy something else, but you can always get something and you can keep stocking up. And it's amazing over a matter of weeks or months and years, what you can accumulate.
Right, because we have 180 SKUs. That's a lot of food. And so when we're talking 180 SKUs, you can buy something or a few things or enough to get to your $100, and you're getting that wholesale pricing when you're on the delivery.
Yeah.
So we love that about it. So whatever's there, grab it.
Yeah. So if you're a consultant, you have customers and you probably hear this, we hear this, everything's out of stock. That's what they say. Everything isn't, but there's a lot out of stock. We'll admit that. Say, hey, find some things that you do need right now and get those, and then check back in a couple of weeks or a month and see what's in stock, and then buy that, because things are going to be coming back into stock all the time. But if you want, let's just say blueberries and asparagus, and the asparagus is out of stock, and you say, I'm going to wait to buy my blueberries so I can buy my blueberries and asparagus together. Next month, you might have asparagus, but the blueberries might be out of stock. So get what you can, buy a case of blueberries, and then do something else next month. So
for sure.
Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about the food. You want to take this part?
Yeah. So Thrive, I love Thrive because it is simple, clean food, no additives, no preservatives. There's a lot of people selling food out there. And I always try to tell people food is not created equally. There are a lot of people that put food in buckets and sell it to you. There's with other additives, salt, sugars. Ours is touted as the Whole Foods of freeze-dried because we just put strawberries in. That's it. Asparagus goes in. That's it. So we really just have one item in each can, and we don't mix our product for a lot of different reasons, but mostly because if you start mixing, the sodium goes through the roof. And a lot of these companies will say they're all freeze-dried, and then you find out it's really only 10% freeze-dried and the rest is dehydrated. So make sure you're looking at those labels. But Thrive Life is a freeze-dry manufacturer. We always have been, and we like to do things so that you know what you're getting. You know that asparagus is asparagus and strawberries are strawberries. The benefits of freeze-drying are taste, nutrition, no preservatives, and that long shelf life, 25-year shelf life. There are a few items that we have that are dehydrated. Why, you might ask? Because, for instance, carrots cannot be freeze-dried because they turn white. People don't like to cook with white carrots. So hence, we do our carrots in a dehydrated state.
We're working on carrots. We were talking to our food scientists a couple of weeks ago, and they're
working on that orange carrot, right?
Yeah,
we found that out. But right now, currently, in our current state,
same with potatoes are another one. We do have freeze-dried potatoes, but we also have dehydrated because the freeze-dried kind of dissolve. So if you want them in a soup or something where you just want it to kind of dissolve into the soup, then freeze-dried is great. But if you want big chunks of potatoes, then dehydrated are better.
They're called potato chunks, and they're dehydrated.
Yeah, so we do have a few, but for the most part, we are freeze-dried.
We love farmers markets because, anybody that's ever been to one, you can just smell the aroma of just fresh fruit and fresh veggies. It's like walking through a garden. I love farmers markets. And that's kind of what our food lends. It lends all that nutritional value that you're seeking. And so next slide. This is we're not going to do
we're not going to give away, but on average, how far do you think produce travels to get to the grocery store? Now, people always say, well, I live in California, right in the bread basket, and we get all kinds of stuff, close by. But on average in the United States, it's about, or in North America, 1,500 to 1,800 miles is what the average produce travels. Some of it's coming from South America, some from other places. And so it usually has to be picked very early.
So it's green, it's not getting that nutrients from the soil. And then they go to your grocery store, and half the time they will hit it with ethylene, which is a gas that will actually turn those bananas yellow so that you will buy them. But then you get home and then they look like these bananas in the picture, which are very brown, and they're starting to break down. And the nutritional value starts breaking down in these. So here is some statistics. So 100% of vitamin C content in spinach is lost in day 4. How many of you go to the grocery store thinking I'm getting all this nutrients in my spinach, and you're really not? And like 62% of phytonutrient content in broccoli is lost in week 2. And you can read the other statistics here. So our nutrient just goes down when we are buying things at the grocery store, because they have to travel so far.
Maybe we should just explain. So when we talk about the farmer's market, one of the reason farmer's market is so fresh and has high nutrition is because it was picked usually
Like
a
the
day or
night
two
before.
before, and then you're buying it, right? But that's not true in the grocery store. It travels hundreds or thousands of miles, and sometimes it's many days or weeks before you get it. Apples are often 6 months to a year that they were picked, and then they're kept in cold storage before they're actually delivered to the grocery store. So with Thrive, it's very much like the farmer's market, where because we work with the farmers, we can tell them keep the broccoli on the vine or keep the bananas there until they're fully ripe, because we're going to be freeze drying it. It's not going to have to travel to the grocery store. So they pick it when it's ripe, they flash freeze it, and then ship it in refrigerated trucks to Thrive, where it's then freeze dried.
Right.
And so,
within 3 weeks, it's freeze dried. So we don't want any freezer burn taste. So it's done immediately.
yeah, and so it really does have a higher nutritional value to start with. Like if you took broccoli at the grocery store, it was picked before it was ripe, so it never got its full nutritional value. Then while it's shipping, it's losing its nutritional value. So with Thrive, it's picked fully ripe, immediately flash frozen, which locks it all in, then freeze dried, which retains those nutrients like we talked about before. So same thing with raspberries, and really all.
And I know we're out of
Thrive
raspberries, and I'm so sorry about that, because that is one of my favorite products. I love the raspberries.
Yep, when it comes back, stock up on it. You don't want to be without your raspberries.
I know. So this is a family favorite of ours. You can see that some of our grandkids love to get in the cans of food, and they get out their little piles, and you can see they trade, and there's cheese going on and peas. The #1 requested things from the grandchildren is the peas, which is very unusual for me. I would think that it's maybe the yogurts or whatever, but they love the peas.
Yeah.
Anyway, the food is just so good. And when you start little ones out on this type of food, they kind of have they would rather have it than their Fruit Loops, to be honest with you.
We've like Lisa said, we've had 2 of them at our house. This one in the blonde haired one, and his little brother have been at our house for the last week, and they're constantly into the freeze dried cans. They're not asking for candy or cookies. They're getting the blueberries and the peas and the cheese, peas and cheese, and all that kind of stuff out. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Oh, you know what?
Did we miss one?
Oh, right there. We're cooking. Let's start cooking. Okay.
All right.
So we are going to now cook. Okay, so we're going to try something that we haven't done before. We are going to try going to a different camera, a handheld camera.
Tracy, you tell us, give us a thumbs up if this works
So I'm
or
going to
not.
stop sharing my screen. I am going to attempt to switch cameras. Oops. All right, I don't want to turn off. All right, hang on. There we go. Okay, I'm about 4 feet away from my computer trying to run it with a mouse. Okay, that is the other camera. So Lisa, take it away.
Okay. So like I said, the first one I'm going to do is the creamy chicken and asparagus pasta. Oh, I'm up there. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to take a little olive oil, going to drizzle it in the pan. Now I had my chicken sitting in some bouillon. You can have it sitting in water. Remember, just put enough so it floats, and that it will absorb that water. So we're just going to stick this in. We're going to let that, there's a little extra water there, and that's just going to all absorb. And where is my, yeah, here we go. So we're just going to let this cook just for a second. It said to get it brown, but since I don't know, mine probably won't brown.
Because it's in water.
All right. The next step is, we're going to throw in our asparagus. Let's see. This is our sour cream powder. Okay, and this is gonna make a little sauce. So this is gonna make that creamy sauce that we're looking for. I'm gonna add a little water as I do this because it's I'm gonna whisk this in a little bit. See if this. So this is just going to make a creamy little sauce for you. So this is just chicken bouillon that I've got here, and then we're just gonna keep adding the sour cream sauce to it. I think that's it. You know what would be really good in this is our mushrooms. I'm a mushroom girl. I don't know if anybody else is, but I love mushrooms. And I think mushrooms would be good in this. Hang on, I'm gonna go grab some.
Just gonna run over to our pantry.
See if I can find them. That's always our problem, is trying to find stuff. I need a bigger pantry. I can't find mushrooms right off the bat. Okay, we'll do it next time. So see how that's thickening up? That's beautiful. This is a little garlic powder for taste. We're going to throw that in. Quite all of that sour cream powder for a nice sauciness. All right, now I'm going to turn this down and let this simmer. I think the cheese goes on last, doesn't it? Okay, and that's just going to be a sauce that we're going to put over some pasta. I'm going to turn that down. Let me get a lid. Let that set. No lid? Okay, we're just going to let that set. All right. Next, we're going to do a smoothie. Okay, so this is the blueberry smoothie. Really easy. Get your Blendtec or any blender that you have. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking, so I'm looking all over. All right, so let's just move this out of the way a little bit. Move this up here. Okay, so this is an easy breezy one. This one said to add coconut water. I don't have coconut water. So, but no, I like to put this in. Okay, let's just do the coconut water first. Okay, then your blueberries. Here's your beautiful blueberries.
Sell your home for top dollar and save you thousands.
Here's your cucumbers. Your spinach. Your bananas. Your ice. Okay, and I'm going to throw in a little bit of protein powder. Now I can tell that I need more water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more coconut milk in here. Because I want all my freeze-dried stuff basically to have some moisture to it. So I'm just going to put that over, maybe just a little bit more, maybe. Let me just stick some water in there as well. All right, I think we are ready. So let you see the lid, Jeff? Here we go. Okay. So we're going to just turn this on smoothie. Okay, and I can see it needs a little bit more ice, so let me go get some ice. So I love Thrive because you can make a smoothie like this and know that you have your delicious spinach in there and blueberry, but I bet you're going to taste. That's a good one. So that's a good one. Okay, sauce. Let me dish up my noodles over here. We just use elbow macaroni because that's what we had in the house. I think the recipe calls for like, it calls for like a rotini or a something else. Something fancy, right? So we're just gonna put this sauce, which we kind of probably had this a little too high, but it still works, right? And you put that over your pasta and you have dinner. And that's the beauty of Thrive right there. Smoothie and your creamy chicken asparagus. Let me turn this guy off. So we burn the pan. There we go. Oh, and the Parmesan. Okay, Parmesan cheese is like one of our favorites. What you do is you just put a little bit of the cheese in a little cold water, not hot water, because it will turn to a big fat mess. Put it in your refrigerator, and then when you need it, you get it out. But one time we use this on rolls a lot. And one time we had run out of Parmesan cheese. And so I ran down to Costco or wherever and got some Parmesan cheese. No comparison. Hands down, no comparison. This cheese is our favorite, hands down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the cheese over the pasta because we want it cheesy as well as saucy. And that will just melt right in. And there you go. All right.
All right, I'm going to attempt to switch back to the other camera.
Can we just remind everybody to mute if you're not muted? Somebody's got a TV on in the background. We can hear
Yeah,
it.
can everybody mute, please? Thank you. Okay. All right, so hopefully you got to see just how easy it is to cook with Thrive. I've got to try some of this pasta.
Just because it smells so good.
It does. We had to put our dog outside because she would go crazy. You know, that is really good. And it's so simple. You know, try some.
Sure.
I mean, it didn't have a lot in it. You know, just asparagus, chicken,
Very good.
right? Great flavor. Yeah, really simple. You know, one of the things we love about Thrive is in 10 or 15 minutes, you can whip something up without having to go to the grocery store. And the great thing, like I said earlier, is once you start cooking with it, and you don't have to use 100% Thrive. You know, if you didn't have, you know, let's say Thrive onions, but you had an onion from the grocery store, throw that in it. You can substitute. But it really, once you start using it, you kind of start learning what you like. And there's certain things that you and your family will find that are just your go-to items. Like Lisa said, mushrooms. Mushrooms are something we just never buy them at the grocery store. Onions, we never buy at the grocery store. There's so many things now that we've just completely eliminated from our grocery store trips and just only use Thrive. And there's some others, you know, I like a good, nice, big, juicy steak sometimes. So, you know, go to the grocery store with in that, but I'm probably going to be having mushrooms and Thrive mushrooms and onions with it, you know, so
Yeah.
it's just, you learn what you like and then you learn how to use it. And it really gives you peace of mind because then, you know, if you're ever faced with an emergency where you have to use it, where you can't get to the grocery store, you know what you like and how to use it. And really, we throw things together. We don't measure. We don't worry about, oh, it calls for this, but we don't have it. We just leave it out or use something else and yeah, throw and go. All right, so I'm going to go back real quick now and share the screen. And we'll just kind of wrap things up, just kind of explain. I think we're still all consultants. Are there any non-consultants on the call? If you are, just kind of chat in and tell us that you're not a consultant? Because so Kimber is not a consultant. Awesome. So welcome. We're glad to have you here. So we're going to talk a little bit about the best ways to get Thrive. Before we do that, just mention waste.
And
Something we
Cynthia as
haven't
well.
talked about so far is waste, because with Thrive, that's one of the things that's so nice is you just scoop out whatever you need. We have all these open cans in our pantry, and we were able to make this. We just went and got the asparagus and the sour cream and blueberries and all these things just out of the open cans. We didn't have to go to the grocery store to get anything. And when you do have to go to the grocery store often, you have to buy more than you really need. And then you put the half an onion in your refrigerator with great intentions of using it. What usually happens?
It dies right there.
Yeah, it starts growing sprouts on it, right?
Yes.
So quick question for you. And this is for Kimber, see if she can get it.
$10 Thrive credit.
What % of the average food budget goes to waste in North America?
Jeff, you have two customers. Cynthia's another one.
Okay, we got two. So this is whoever's the closest of these two gets it.
So chat it in.
What
and
% of
Tracy
the
will let
average
us know.
family food budget goes to waste? I'm going to try and pull up. Okay, 78. And who is the other non-consultant? Cynthia? Cynthia, do you have an answer?
It's Cynthia. She's direct messaging me by accident.
Oh, what
So
did she say?
She said 80%.
Okay,
80%.
Kimber's closer. Kimber's closer with 78. The actual answer, and this was from the American Journal of Agricultural Economics. It's a couple of years old, but it was 32%. I've seen it over the last 10 or 12 years, anywhere from 25 to 35%. It's kind of the average in North America of what goes to waste. And so that really can add up to a lot, around $2,000 a year for the average family. So really to get started on Thrive, what we usually tell people is just replace the things that you throw away a lot. If you throw away fruit
Mushrooms,
or
blueberries,
bananas,
onions.
whatever, start replacing
there.
those with Thrive and try using those. And once you learn how to use those, then maybe branch out and try some other thing. But it's a great place to start. For around $100 a month, you can you should really start to build up a good supply and get free shipping. We're going to talk about how you do that here. So Lisa, you want to explain this part about how to get it?
So our monthly delivery is the best way, the best bang for your buck, so to speak. You get wholesale pricing when you're a monthly delivery customer. You get 15% off retail, and anything over $100 is free shipping. So the total savings there is 27%. So we always say, if you want to get some of the food, go on delivery, get that wholesale price. We always encourage people. And our delivery service is not something that you're stuck in long-term. It is very, very flexible, and it has you in mind. So you will get email notifications when your shipment is about to ship out, so that you can go in there and put in the things that you want. You can customize your order, change shipment date, skip, pause, cancel anytime. You're in control. So
Yeah.
we love that.
A lot of people think of a monthly delivery like they're going to get the same thing every month. Is that how it works?
No, it is like the algorithm on it is it always, so if you ordered strawberries one month, the next month it's going to put strawberries in your delivery because it knows you like strawberries and you've ordered them one time before. So you always want to go in there. I'm a girl that shops sales first. So I like to go and look at my monthly specials personally and see what's on sale. And then I branch out after that, but I like to see what's on sale for the month. That's going to be your deepest discount stuff. And that's where I go first. And so that's the algorithm. So you buy strawberries once, it'll throw them in there, but you will get that email notification, but make sure you go in when you get that email, because so many times I have forgotten. So I always set myself a reminder.
Yeah, you basically every month you just choose what you want. If you want to skip and not get anything that month, you can do that. If you want to double up and get more, you can do that as well.
Yeah.
It really is very flexible. Another kind of cool thing that Thrive does is they will reward you just for sharing. We're a company that we spread the word by word of mouth through consultants and also through customers, people who love the food. And so as a customer, you can give your friends a referral code, and when they use that, they'll get 15% off their order, but you'll earn 10% in whatever they spend. So if you were to send this out, let's say to a handful of people, and they spent a combined $1,000, you would earn $100 in free food. And so there's several different ways you can share that. All you have to have is a Thrive Life account on the website. You don't have to have even purchased anything. All you have to do is set up an account, which is free. And then once you have the account, you can access your referral code right here. It says refer a friend. You can either enter their names and emails, and Thrive will send out an email, or you can just copy this link and share it through email, text, social media, however you like. And then they can just click on it, order, and they'll save money. You'll get credit. So that's a great way to earn some free food. But if you want to actually earn an income along with earning free food, then being a consultant is really the best way to go. Lisa joined going on 13 years ago.
Right.
And we've never looked back. It's been probably the greatest business life decision you've ever made, right?
Right. But we have all kinds that join as consultants. There's very part-timers. There's people that there's moms that just want to pay for dance. There's full-time incomers like Jeff and myself. There are all different kinds of, so don't feel like, oh, well, I can't do that because it's too big for me. People make it whatever they want it. You make that business whatever you want it to be. And I had 2 part-time jobs. I was able to quit those and do Thrive Life full time. And, 3 years into it, I had Jeff come home from corporate America, and he has been helping me ever since. So whatever those dreams are that you have for it, you can do it.
Yep. One thing when Lisa first joined that I really caught my attention is that you're able to create a residual income stream through Thrive Life. And residual income is really where you sell once and you get paid over and over and over again. When someone orders and gets on the delivery service, every time they order, you earn a commission. So Lisa is still earning commission from people who started 12, 13 years ago. And so it really is an amazing way as you build up a clientele of people who are ordering, your income can continue to grow.
And most MLMs don't have the residual income component. A lot of times you go out, you do parties or you do whatever, and then the next month you have to do it all over again. With this, it's a little different. You can actually earn that income month after month. And I love that about Thrive.
Yep. Warren Buffett said this, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. And that is really sums up residual income. It's the ability to make money in your sleep. And that's what really caught my attention, and what was created a situation where I was able to quit my full-time job and come work the Thrive Life business with Lisa. And it really is a very balanced commission plan. So it's not just a few people earning a lot of money and nobody else earning anything. We have people across the spectrum. And like Lisa said, if you want to make a little bit of extra money, you can do that. If you want to make a full-time income, you can do that. We have people who have gotten into the business just in the last year or two who have replaced a full-time income. And so it's not just the people who got in early. You can get in at any point and the sky's the limit. Now
right now is a really good time to get in.
It is a good time. It is a good time. So there are a couple of different ways you can order. We've talked about the delivery. You can also do a one-time order. So as a consultant, we earn income both ways. And so if somebody places a one-time order, we earn 10%. But if they join the delivery service, we earn on their first delivery anywhere from 10 to 28%. It's a sliding scale, and we're not going to get into all the nitty-gritty details about that tonight. But if you're interested, get with the person that invited you on this call and they can explain it in more detail. But basically, based on your new volume for a month, that scale, that percentage goes up. And then as a residual, month after month after month after month, you earn 5% of whatever they order. So this is just kind of the chart of how that sliding scale works. You can see if you did up to $399 in new delivery orders in a month, you'd earn 10%. But if you did $1,000 in new delivery orders, you'd earn 12%. Now the next line down shows that number doubling. So the company has offered a way for us to double our commission, and that is by what we call builder bonus. And we're going to talk about that in a second, but enrolling new consultants, same thing. You earn a commission, and that's on a sliding scale as well. So the builder bonus, basically, if you just do the normal activity that it takes to be a consultant, which is just sharing the food, getting a few people to do the delivery, enrolling a consultant here and there, you earn points for these things. You earn 1 point for every new delivery, 2 points for every new consultant in a month, and you get 8 points. When you get 8 points, that commission doubles on all the new business you do for that month. So where we showed, like, if you were to earn 12%, if you got the 8 points, it would double to 24%. So you can earn a much higher income. And it's something that's really pretty amazing the company does, is just for doing the basic business that you can double your commission.
Yeah, you're going to get rewarded. It's like a
Yeah.
bonus.
Yep, it is a bonus. Speaking of bonuses, there's another way to earn money, and that's a bonus pool. If you do builder bonus, then there are other opportunities for you to earn what are called pool shares and share in the company profits. And there are people just in the pool shares alone who are making a few hundred to several $1,000s extra on top of their commission check just by earning these pool shares. So there's lots of different ways to earn. We're not going to go into, we could take an hour or two just explaining all that. But the bottom line is there are lots of ways to earn both income and free food. And so if, being part of something that people want and need, and something that's fun, and where you can get online and just cook for people, or go to somebody's house and cook, or invite them to your house and cook and share, if that interests you, then this could be the perfect place for you. Whether you want to just earn enough to get your own delivery each month paid for, you want to earn money for family vacations or kids' activities, or you want to earn a full-time income, whatever really you want out of it, there's a path for you to get there. So our last question for another $10 credit. This comes down to Kimber and Cynthia.
I don't know if they were on when we showed this part.
They might not have. But if they can name, let's see who can name the most benefits of freeze drying out of those two, or if any other non-consultants
Take a
have joined
stab
us.
at it.
Take a stab. Name as many of the benefits of freeze drying that you can. Preserve nutrients, picked up peak of freshness. Those are good ones. Kimber got 2.
Shelf life.
Long shelf life. That's another one. All right, we're gonna give it to Kimber. That's 3 out of 4. There's lots of benefits, and we named just 4 of them. There are a lot of other ones, but those are some of the ones that we named off. But so Kimber, if you just Tracy's got your information, and
Or give Tracy your
yeah,
information.
give Tracy your email, and then we'll drop the Thrive credits into your account, and then you can use those.
All right.
Right, should we wrap up?
To wrap up, we just wanted to invite all of you guys. We don't need to. We wanted to invite all of you guys to the upcoming convention, July 29th. And that is going to be at the Hilton. Help me out, Trace. Hilton in Salt Lake City, Utah. So I hear hotel rooms are going fast. So get your hotel and come. I want to meet all of you. It would be so awesome. We just got together for leadership. It was super awesome. I would just strongly encourage you to go to the convention site, which I will post when Jeff reposts this recording, and we'll have you go right there and sign up. So it's going to be a great time, a big party. So July 29th and 30th, I think, right here in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
So we would love to have all of you.
Yeah, for consultants, it's been, will it be 3 years since we had a convention?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
3 years since we've been
been a long
together. So
time.
we're
And
excited
so,
to be together
yeah,
finally.
It's really is one of our favorite times of year.
Yeah.
Normally it happens every year, but it's been a while, and great to get together with everybody. And it really, if you're a consultant, it really is a game changer for your business. And if you're not a consultant, you're still welcome to come, or you can join as a consultant and come as a consultant.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Yeah. Learn a lot about the food and about
Just
you
the
know,
people
everything
and
about
the
Thrive. Yep,
relationships
yep,
and yeah.
Yep.
So thank you for taking the time tonight to come and join us and whip up a couple of things and
And if you have questions, there's a couple of people that aren't consultants here. If you have any questions, get with the person that invited you to this call. They can give you more information on the deliveries, on just ordering, or on becoming a consultant if that's something that interests you. So we want to thank you for being with us tonight, and we will see you all next month.
Hey, bye guys.